welcome to Art in the Afternoon. Today we're going to be creating some hand woven placemats. This is a great activity, especially for the younger kids. It helps develop that manual dexterity they need with their fingers. Okay, so let's get started. First of all, we need our supply list, don't we? Today you're going to need some construction paper, scissors, or a cutting board. Actually, you're going to need scissors, ruler, pencil, markers, paints, crayons, colored pencils, and a glue stick. Now, these things that are in the brackets are all rather optional in case you just wanted to use construction paper. Because it's your art project, you're going to create it any way that you want to. So let's get started. First of all, I'm going to show you two different options here. This one here was done with watercolor. You can see I just randomly splashed colors on there. And this one here was done with markers. So as I said, you could use colored pencils or crayons, or you could just use the colored construction paper, whichever your choices be. And I'm just going to tilt our camera down here so you can see what I'll be doing. All right, okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my paper that I'm going to use as a background to weave with. And I'm going to take my ruler, and what I did was that I made a line down. I used the ruler as my measurement, so I did all four sides to frame it in. And then what I did was I folded it in half very carefully and just put a little crease, put my ruler down that, and then I traced down that line. And then I just kept going, trace a line, trace a line. But when I got to the end, you can see it wasn't like, it's not completely even, and that'll bother me. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna measure that much. It's like 1 milliliter, or centimeter, sorry, not milliliter. I'm not cooking, am I? Could be cooking. I guess I'm getting hungry. Anyways, okay, so then I'm just gonna take my paper cutter here and I'm going to lob that off so that makes it even, so all my little slots are the same size. You might have better luck with whatever paper you have at home. Okay, so now that I've got that nice and even, I'm going to fold my paper the long way here. I'm not going to make a crease. I'm just going to keep those edges so that they are nice and straight. Okay, nice and straight edges here. All right. Then I'm going to hold it. I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut along the lines here that I drew. And then I'm going to stop. So I've stopped about 1 inch from that end. And you don't have to do, you can make yours thinner or thicker if you like. It really depends on what you want it to look like. If you make them closer together, you're going to have more cutting and more weaving to do. And just double check to make sure that your edges are lining up there. And then I'm still cutting. 2 more. 1. And the last one. And I open it up. And see, I've got the line. Okay, so the next I have to decide, this one here, I use paper that I had watercolored. Now, next thing, so you don't make the same mistake I did, like I did on this one, I started cutting strips at the short end. You don't want that. You want it at the long end. Unless, of course, you folded your paper this way and did your weaving board that way. Then you would want the short. So, better go on the safe side to the long. So, I'm going to cut my strips now. And since I have this nifty cutter, I can just cut them. And I'm just eyeballing them. I'm not doing them a certain size. If I had more time, I might. But for today's purposes, I'm just demonstrating this to you. And I have no idea what this is going to look like. So I just did a random design. Okay, I think I got one more to cut here. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now you say, oops, that'll just pop back in there. Because Deb is breaking her stuff. I'll take care of that later. So now, let the weaving begin. So, when you weave, just remember it's every other. So, over and under, over and under, over and under, over and under. And then I'm just gonna snug it up. And see, as you can see, I'm gonna have to fiddle with those ends on one side as it's going to be a little long after I trim that. Now, so the next one goes over, under, over, and under. And these I cut a little wider than the sample piece, so this is going to go a bit faster. And then over, and just under, over and under, over, under, over, and under. And I just snug them up. And so this is where your glue stick comes in handy. You just fix the end down, put a little glue under there to hold that down. So this one is over here, and you just snug it up. Just give a little push so the corners almost meet there. A little glue. So you could do all your snugging up when you were all done too, but I just think for me, I like to do it as I go so I don't forget. So we'll just continue on here, weaving. Now, oh, see, I don't really like that. I think I'm going to turn that around because it seems like I'm getting a lot of the same color. I have no idea what this is going to look like. And a little glue. And here's another one. Now when I finished mine, I thought it looked kind of a little empty on the edges, and that's why I put those triangles there. And don't worry about the glue stick showing there, because that's just all going to dry. It'll be fine. You could do these, make, all the same size, or you could cut them random sizes. It just changes the design. Okay, see, I'm snugging that up, and I'm going to glue that down over here. There we go. Now this one got a little narrow space there, so I think it might fit. So this is the hardest one to do because you kind of really got to push it in there. Just that last one. So if you've got some little kids doing this craft, you might want to give them a little help so they don't get too frustrated. Or you might need to cut it a little bit too. Helps if you kind of pull it as you go. Just on that last one. This would make a really great Father's Day gift. Father's Day is coming up. Oop, now I lost that one there. Okay, so I'm just going to pull that back. That one back just a hair, make sure that's all lined up. Okay, and then all I need to do is turn that over, and I'm just going to carefully match up those ends. A little snip. That one needs a little glue so I know where it's snipping. Do it this way. Okay, now it's nice and even. Now, as you can see, I've kind of got the border, so I didn't really like that. So what I did is I took my little ends here and I just squared them up, take some of my leftover strips. And then I'm going to just do it on this side. Okay. Make sure you put the top on your glue stick so it doesn't dry out on you. Of course, you don't have to do this. You could do whatever you wanted. You might like the way it looks and just leave it. I don't want to really use orange on orange now, do I? You wouldn't really be able to see that. So what do you think? I think I like the watercolor one better, but I really like pastels. And there we have 2 placemats. So have fun. I would love to see your projects. Make sure you post them to our Facebook page in the comments. Thanks and have a great afternoon. Bye.